Today I'm going to share 3 tips to help every video you make come out great. Now, creating video content is something that's very important. If you're not doing it already, you want to start doing it. And if you're doing it now, you want to make sure that your process is smooth so that you can create more content and you don't lose anything on the quality end. And by quality, I'm not only talking about the look and sound of the video, I'm also talking about the information in it, because that is the most important thing for your audience. So let me just share with you these 3 tips that will help you create great content each and every time. Making great content on demand is an intimidating task, and it can seem overwhelming at times. But these 3 tips will help simplify the process and help you to create fantastic content for your audience. Step number 1, you want to write down your plan. Now, I like to use a whiteboard that makes it really easy for me to see things visually, and then I can make changes as needed. But you want to have some kind of outline of your plan, from creating the video to the process of shooting and editing it, getting it online, and then what you're going to do with it afterwards. You want to make sure you have a plan in advance, and you want to make sure you write it down, because 1, if you don't write it down, it's not a real plan. And then the second thing you can do is you can follow along, check off your work as you do it. And this is really a way that you can have quality control within each and every video project you do. So again, make sure you write down your plan, and your plan should include both making the video and delivering it to your audience. Now, this can be anything from a whiteboard to a document to even a photo, but make sure you have that in a visual form that's written down and permanent, not just in your head. Number 2, we're going to test our equipment. Now, cell phones and smartphones make it very easy to shoot HD video content right from that, but you want to make sure you know how to use it correctly and it's going to work for you. Now, just because it worked for you last week or the last time you did a video doesn't mean that everything is still working correctly. Now, this is technology, for example, and you're going to have times where things aren't going to work quite right. So you want to make sure you do some kind of test. So once you get set up, you want to hit record, do a short little test recording, and then go back and watch it before you actually dive into creating your content. Now, this will solve you a lot of problems in the end, where you go through, you create your content, and then you find out there's some kind of mistake in there. So test your equipment so you can avoid the pitfalls. And the great thing about doing a test is it's great practice. It gets you in the right mindset, it gets you in the right space for creating your content. So the next time when you actually record and you start making that content, you're going to be, as I like to call it, stretched. You're going to be ready to perform. And number 3, you want to be effective over being complicated. Now, again, once you get into the technology side of it, it's really easy to get caught in the weeds. Let's simplify the process. Use your camera, use a microphone if you have it, make the process simple. That way you can create more content versus fumbling with cameras, lights, computers, etc. You don't want to make this whole new situation where you're just stuck dealing with the problems with technology. You want to keep it simple. That way you limit your problems and you get great results at the end. We know video content is important, and we know we should be creating it. These 3 tips will not only get you started, but it will operate as a baseline for you to get things done in a very efficient and effective way. By having your plan in front of you visually, you're able to go through, see things in front of your face, and check them off as you complete them. Testing the equipment not only gives you a chance to see if everything's working correctly, but it gives you an opportunity to practice and get yourself in the right mind space to create content. And at the end, you want to be effective, not complicated, get more things done without getting tangled up in the weeds, because you really don't need to do that. Just stay on the surface, get done what you need to get done, and keep the project moving forward. So that's it. Those 3 tips will get you started, they'll get you going in the right direction, and they'll have you creating great content each and every time. So if you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments section, and don't forget to like our video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for coming out, and we'll see you soon.